objectives, identify appropriate signals showing coherence, establish coherence in sentences using applicable words. So the topic, signals indicating coherence or transition signals. What is coherence? A systematic logical connection or consistency in sentences in text are important to establish clear presentation of information. This connection can be established through coherence. There are signals that can be used to indicate coherence among sentences in a paragraph or text. Okay, how familiar are you with the transitions? So you are going to read and identify the connectors in the given article. Did you get it correct? Good job. Another article. Alright, so those underlined or highlighted in red are what we call transition signals. Transition signals shows coherence. Coherence is very important in a sentence, paragraph, or text. It helps the author in establishing connection between and among concepts presented. It can only be established with the help of various transition signals that signify different meanings. These signals are used depending on the meaning or context portrayed. A change in transition signal may result to incomprehensible concept or absence of connection. There are classifications of transition signals, and we have the acronym AACS. So A, additive transitions, another A, adversative transitions, C for causal transitions, and S for sequential transitions. Additive transition used to add a similar idea, introduce an additional idea, an example or illustration, a restatement or explanation, and or draw to close or summarize. So first, additive functions to add a similar idea. So these are the transition signals. Okay, comparatively, coupled with, correspondingly, identically, likewise, similar to, together with, and equally. Sample sentence. We should all be careful with the coronavirus disease that makes our respiratory system weak. Likewise, the HIV/AIDS that makes our immune system frail. So we have in here the first idea, and that is we should be careful about coronavirus virus. And another similar idea using transition signal likewise is the HIV/AIDS. They are both diseases. Okay, so adding similar idea. Another function of additive transition is to introduce an additional idea. So these are the transition signals. Sample sentences. The government reminds the people on the existing policies on community quarantine. Also, it advises them to always observe appropriate health protocols. So in here, The transition signal also signifies that another additional idea indicates in here. So the first idea is that the government reminds us or the people on the existing policy on community quarantine. And another additional idea, it advises them to always observe appropriate health protocols. Next is the additive functions to introduce an example or illustration. So the following transition signals are in here. Okay, sample sentences. The government mandates various health protocols, social distancing, social or physical distancing, for example, must be strictly observed, especially in public places. So what are the example of the health protocols aside from social or physical distancing? So we have the wearing of face mask and face shield, sanitize always, okay? Additive transition functions to introduce a restatement or explanation. So these are the transition signals. Sample sentences. We did not enjoy our vacation in Hong Kong. In fact, so it explains why they did not enjoy their vacation in Hong Kong. And the explanation to that is heavy rains poured the city for almost 3 days. The next function of additive transitions is to draw to a close or summarize. These are the transition signals. Sample sentences. Many companies forced to shut down. The unemployment rate increases for past 4 months. A number of OFWs repatriated. In conclusion, okay, so that's the signal, transition signal use that summarizes the idea. In conclusion, the country is experiencing great economic losses due to COVID-19 pandemic. Next transition is the adversative. It is used to introduce an opposition to an idea, contrast or emphasize or clarify a point. So the first function is to introduce an opposite idea or contrast. And here are the transition signals. Sample sentence. So we use in this sentence, the transition signal used is even though. Even though the country is experiencing great economic loss due to this pandemic, it has continued helping other countries by sending our medical frontliners and other essential goods. Okay, so in the first idea, okay, this one, country is experiencing great economic loss due to this pandemic, and contrasting, okay, or opposite idea, it says it has continued helping other countries by sending our medical frontliners and other essential goods. So there are two ideas that are opposite or contrast to one another. Adversative functions to emphasize or clarify a point. So we only have few transition signals in here. Okay, sample sentence. Despite our limited resources due to this pandemic, Glenda still managed to distribute relief goods to some of our neighbors. Indeed, so it gives emphasis, it clarifies that Glenda is a helpful and wonderful person. Okay? The next one is the causal. The function of this is to indicate a consequence or result. So these are the transition signal used that we can use. Consequently, accordingly, as a result, hence, subsequently, therefore, thus, thereupon, as a consequence for this reason and wherefore. Sample sentence. The students reviewed their lessons well before their exams. As a result, okay, they passed the school's assessment process. So because the students reviewed their lessons well, so the result is that they passed the school's assessment process. The next one is the sequential. Its function is to sequence your ideas. We have the transition signals in here. Okay? So sample sentence. My mother cooked our favorite breakfast. After eating, she washed the dishes and other utensils. Then, she swept the floor and cleaned the whole house. So, the transition signals used in here that show sequence are the following. We have the, after, and then. Alright, so let's try this. So you are going to examine the given sentences and identify the appropriate transition signal to be used in each sentence. So number 1, my mom refused the salesman's offer. Blank, she changed her mind and went back to him the following day. However, next, similarly, or besides. Number 2, the citizens refused to follow the community quarantine protocols. Blank, the COVID-19 cases in their city increased. So while, as a result, finally, therefore. Number 3, the medical frontliners were given complete sets of personal protective equipment. Blank, those who acquired the disease were given additional financial incentives. So if, below, in addition, besides. Number 4, Vince is authoring a book. Blank, he also acts as its editor and publisher. However, also, in contrast, thus. Number 5, the man was caught driving under the influence of alcohol. Blank, he was released after paying fines. However, therefore, thus, similarly. Number 6, the employees opposed the company's retrenchment plan. Blank, it was recalled due to their strong opposition. Furthermore, besides, finally, consequently. Number 7, Vietnam has won its battle against COVID-19 pandemic as it implemented strict measures for its community quarantine. Blank, Thailand is winning its battles after using Vietnam's strategic plans. Besides, similarly, therefore, furthermore. Number 8, the citizens strictly follow the community quarantine measures and other health protocols. Blank, lessening and decreasing the number of cases in the locality. Finally, furthermore, besides, and thus. And number 9, my house has a master's bedroom, 3 guest rooms, relaxing living room, and clean kitchen. Blank, it also has an Olympic-sized swimming pool and paradise-like garden. In addition, consequently, in contrast, similarly. And number 10, it's okay if Alona did not qualify for the social amelioration grant. Blank, she is already rich, said Alan. Besides, however, in addition, as a result. Okay, let us check your answers. Okay. Did you get it all correct? Good job. Okay, thank you.